Many people over 55 try to solve hydration the hard way. They tell themselves they just need to drink more and more plain water, even when it feels uncomfortable or inconvenient. But for a body that has changed over time, this approach is often not the most helpful one. Your body is not a simple container that you just keep filling. Hydration is about how well fluids move through your tissues and into your cells, not just how much you drink. Today, I want to share a simple routine that takes about 10 minutes and is designed to help your body use fluids more efficiently rather than just increasing the amount you swallow. This approach is based on how fluids actually move through the body and on what many older adults find easier and more comfortable to follow. There is no equipment needed, no gym, and nothing complicated. Just gentle movement and a few small changes that help your body hold onto fluids where they are needed. In the next few minutes, we'll go through 3 easy movements that help fluids circulate more smoothly. Then we'll talk about 2 simple food adjustments that support better hydration than plain water alone. And finally, I'll share one very common habit that may be working against you without you realizing it. This last point is often the one that brings the fastest sense of relief, so I recommend staying with me until the end. Let's start by preparing the body to absorb fluids more effectively. Hydration is not only about drinking, it is also about how easily fluids can move through your tissues. As we get older, the connective tissues in the body can become stiffer. When that happens, it becomes harder for fluids to move from the bloodstream into the surrounding areas where cells can actually use them. Gentle movement helps loosen those pathways and supports both circulation and lymph flow. That is why these first 3 movements are so important. They help open the internal roads that fluids travel on. First movement, ankle pumps and calf activation. Your lower legs play a big role in helping fluids move back toward your upper body. When you walk, the calf muscles act like a pump that helps push blood and lymph upward. When those muscles are stiff or inactive, fluids can tend to collect lower in the legs, which many people notice as heaviness or tightness. To do this movement, sit on a stable chair with your feet on the floor. Make sure the chair does not roll or slide. Extend one leg out in front of you, keeping the knee relaxed. Slowly pull your toes back toward your shin and count to 2. You should feel a gentle stretch in the back of the lower leg. Then slowly point your toes forward and count to 2 again. Move slowly and smoothly. Continue this for about 1 minute on one leg. Keep your back straight and let only your foot move. If you feel any discomfort, reduce the range of motion and stay within what feels comfortable. If extending the leg feels difficult, you can do a simpler version. Keep your foot on the floor and slowly lift your toes, then lift your heel, rocking the foot back and forth. This still activates the calf muscles and creates the pumping effect with less strain. After 1 minute, switch to the other leg and repeat for another minute. This movement helps push fluids out of the lower legs and supports easier circulation throughout the body. It also makes whatever you drink afterward more useful to your tissues. Second movement, rib expansion with gentle breathing and light rotation. Breathing deeply does much more than bring in air. The diaphragm also helps move lymph fluid, which is mostly water. This system does not have its own pump, so breathing plays a big role in keeping fluids moving. Sit upright on your chair, slightly away from the backrest. Let your hands rest on your thighs and relax your shoulders. As you inhale, focus on expanding your ribcage outward, not lifting your shoulders. Count slowly to 3 as your belly and ribs gently expand. As you exhale, count to 4 and gently turn your upper body slightly to the right. This should be a very small, comfortable movement. Then inhale back to center, again expanding the ribs. Exhale and gently turn to the left. Continue this slow breathing and gentle turning for about 90 seconds. Let your breath guide the movement. If turning is uncomfortable for you, skip the rotation and simply place your hands on your lower ribs. Focus on pushing your hands outward as you inhale and relaxing as you exhale. The breathing itself is the most important part. This movement supports digestion, helps fluids move through the torso, and supports the areas where much of your fluid absorption takes place. Third movement, shoulder blade squeezes. Fluid and tension can build up in the upper back and neck, which can contribute to stiffness and head pressure. Activating the muscles between the shoulder blades improves posture and supports better circulation toward the head and neck. Sit tall with your feet on the floor. Raise your elbows out to the sides, bending your arms so your forearms point forward. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together, pulling them slightly down and toward your spine. Hold for 3 seconds, then slowly release. Repeat this slow squeeze and release for about 1 minute. Keep your chin level and avoid pushing your head forward. The movement should stay in the upper back and shoulders. These 3 movements work together to reduce stiffness that can limit fluid movement. They help prepare your body so that the fluids you drink can reach your cells more effectively. Now that we've prepared the pathways, let's talk about what you drink and what helps your body hold on to that fluid. Many people believe that plain water is always the best option. But hydration depends not only on water, but also on minerals that help move that water into and out of cells. 2 of the most important are sodium and potassium. As we get older, maintaining this balance can become more difficult. Changes in kidney function, lower total body water, and a weaker thirst signal can all play a role. When mineral balance is off, much of the water you drink may pass through without doing much for your cells. That brings us to the first simple adjustment: food and drink. Fix number 1, a small mineral boost in your morning water. Instead of relying on sugary sports drinks, many people find benefit from adding a very small amount of natural salt to their first glass of water in the morning. We are talking about a tiny pinch, not a large amount. Just enough to help the body move water into the cells more efficiently. Using natural, unrefined salt provides trace minerals that support electrolyte balance. Some people also like to add a small squeeze of lemon for taste and gentle digestive support. This small adjustment can help your body make better use of the water you drink instead of flushing it out quickly. If you have been advised to strictly limit salt for specific medical reasons, it's important to follow that guidance. For many others, this small amount can be helpful when used thoughtfully. This simple step turns a regular glass of water into a better delivery system for hydration. And this leads directly into the next food adjustment. Food and drink fix number 2, choosing potassium-rich foods. Sodium helps manage fluids outside the cells, while potassium works inside the cells to help maintain proper fluid levels. Many people, including older adults, do not get enough potassium from their daily meals. Low potassium can contribute to muscle cramps, tiredness, and feelings of low energy that are often blamed on aging alone. Instead of reaching for processed snacks, consider swapping in foods that naturally contain potassium. Examples include half an avocado, plain yogurt, beans added to soups, leafy greens blended into smoothies, or a small baked sweet potato. These foods support fluid balance, muscle function, and steady energy. Consistency matters more than large amounts all at once. Making this simple swap once or twice a day can support hydration from the inside out. Now that we've covered the movements and the food adjustments, let's talk about the habit that may be quietly working against you. The common habit that often works against hydration is waiting until you feel clearly thirsty and then trying to drink a large amount at once. Many people are told to follow strict drinking schedules or to force themselves to finish big glasses of water, even when they do not feel like it. While routines can be helpful, there is an important detail many people miss. As we get older, the body's thirst signal becomes less sensitive. The brain does not always send a strong signal right away when fluid levels start to drop. By the time you feel very thirsty, your cells may already be running low on fluid. On top of that, many older adults take medications that can affect how often they urinate or how clearly thirst is felt. This can make it harder to rely on thirst alone as your guide. That is why a more helpful approach for many people is what I like to call the gentle sip strategy. Instead of drinking large amounts all at once, try taking small, regular sips throughout the day. For example, 4 or 5 sips every 15 minutes while you are awake. This equals about a quarter cup per hour, spread out gently. This steady flow is easier for the body to absorb and helps prevent fluids from being flushed out too quickly. Keeping a water bottle or cup nearby makes this habit easier. When it is within reach, you are more likely to take those small sips without thinking about it. This approach supports hydration before the body becomes uncomfortable rather than trying to catch up later. If you ever notice an unusual and strong need to drink that does not go away, that is something to mention to your healthcare provider, as it can sometimes signal other issues that should be checked. But for everyday support, steady small sips are often more helpful than forcing large amounts. Now let's clear up a few common questions that many people over 55 ask about hydration. First question: do coffee and tea dry you out? In moderate amounts, coffee and tea still count toward your daily fluid intake. While caffeine can slightly increase urination, the fluid in the drink generally balances that effect. So, enjoying a cup or two of coffee or tea does not cancel out your hydration efforts. The important thing is not to replace all water with only caffeinated drinks, but you do not need to avoid them completely. Second question, how much should I actually drink each day? You may have heard the rule about 8 glasses per day. That can be a useful starting point, but fluid needs are different for everyone. Climate, body size, activity level, and even diet all play a role. A simple personal guide many people use is aiming for about half your body weight in ounces of fluid per day. This includes water, tea, coffee, and water-rich foods like soups and fruits. Another helpful sign is the color of your urine. A light, pale yellow color usually suggests good hydration. Very dark color can mean you may need more fluids, while completely clear all the time may suggest you are flushing out minerals too quickly. Using this visual cue is often more practical than counting exact numbers. Third question, do I need to think about hydration even on days when I am not active? Yes, even when resting, your body continuously loses water through breathing, skin, and normal body functions. That loss happens whether you are moving or sitting. Feeling low energy or mentally foggy on quiet days is sometimes related to mild dehydration, even if you have not been sweating or exercising. That is why the gentle sip strategy is useful every day, not only on busy days. Now let's quickly bring all of this into one simple routine you can follow. This entire routine takes about 10 minutes and can be done once per day, preferably in the morning or early afternoon. Step 1. Prepare your water. Have a glass of water with a very small pinch of natural salt if this fits your personal health needs, and drink it slowly. Step 2. Ankle pumps. 1 minute on each leg while seated, activating the calf muscles to support circulation. Step 3. Rib expansion breathing. About 90 seconds of slow breathing, with or without gentle upper body movement. Step 4. Shoulder blade squeezes. 1 minute of slow squeezing and releasing to support posture and upper body circulation. Step 5. Include a potassium-rich food. For example, half an avocado, plain yogurt, beans in soup, or leafy greens in a smoothie. Step 6. Begin steady sipping through the day. Small sips every 15 minutes instead of large amounts all at once. This routine is not about pushing yourself or forcing uncomfortable habits. It is about making hydration easier and more efficient for a body that works a little differently than it used to. Hydration is not a contest of how much you can drink. It is about helping fluids reach the places where they are needed. Your body changes with time, and your habits can change with it in supportive ways. I encourage you to try this routine for a few days and notice how you feel. Some people notice steadier energy, less stiffness, and fewer afternoon slumps when they support hydration this way. Small adjustments practiced consistently often bring the most meaningful results.